Rooster Teeth News is brought to you by NatureBox. Snack smarter with French toast granola, sweet blueberry almonds, and more. Get 50% off your first order when you visit naturebox.com/roosterteeth.
What's up, guys? I'm Ashley Jenkins, and after months of silence, Ubisoft has finally given Watch Dogs a firm release date. And hopefully, this one sticks. The open-world hacking vigilante game will be out on May 27th for PS4, Xbox One, PS3, Xbox 360, and PC. Ubisoft has also confirmed that a Wii U version is still planned, but there's no release date for that one yet. The date was initially spilled on accident in a new trailer that released ahead of schedule on the Xbox website, and Ubisoft confirmed the date this morning. The game was initially slated to release in November, and with a month to go, Ubisoft made the hard decision to push it back. The statement the publisher released at the time said, "As we got closer to release, as all the pieces of the puzzle were falling into place in our last push before completion, it became clear to us that we needed to take the extra time to polish and fine-tune each detail so we can deliver a truly memorable and exceptional experience." Ubisoft's North American president, Laurent Detac, further elaborated that the game wasn't bad by any means, but they wanted more. He said, "I actually believe that Watch Dogs could have ended up being the best-rated game on next-gen if it came out at launch. We wanted it to be even higher." The game takes inspiration for much of its gameplay framework from other similar successes like GTA, but aims to further imbue the world with a sense of independent life. You can stand on a street corner and use your hacking technology to peek into the lives of random passers-by, which can further complicate your moral decisions. Do you really want to steal someone's car when you know they can't afford to lose it? Similarly, that idea of hacking and gaining access to stolen information permeates every element of the game. Senior producer Dominic Guay explains, "Hacking is present if you're in combat, if you're driving, if you're on foot, if you're doing stealth, or even if you're just hiding in a corner and doing everything remotely through cameras. Hacking is central to the way you can approach problems." Sony has also announced that both PS3 and PS4 will have Watch Dogs bundles when the game is released. Those versions of the game will also have 60 minutes of additional gameplay not included on other platforms. Moving on to some bad news, Disney Interactive has cut their staff by 25% in layoffs that had been expected for a while, though not to that extent. The biggest cuts were to its free online games division, with Playdom, a social games company Disney acquired in 2010 for $563 million, to take the brunt of it. The Playdom division hadn't produced a hit since the acquisition, as consumers moved away from social games in favor of mobile games. Disney has released a statement saying, "Disney Interactive has consolidated several lines of business as part of an effort to focus the division on a streamlined suite of high-quality digital products." Disney's new strategy is to focus more on licensing and third-party partnerships instead of relying on in-house development, and consolidate their online web properties with a new sponsorship model. Disney Interactive President James Pitaro says, "We're not exiting any businesses, and we will pursue licensing partnerships in which we retain a lot of creative input, but this is a doubling down on mobile and an effort to focus much more intently on a core set of priorities." About 700 employees are affected, and in-house game output will be cut by about 50%. Finally, in a spot of happier news, Gearbox has announced that the Homeworld and Homeworld2 HD remasters will be released this autumn as Homeworld Remastered Collection. Interactive marketing manager Chris Baylor explains, "This is more than a simple re-release or up-res. Given the input we've received from fans, mod makers, and series veterans, the result is full-fledged remastering of nearly all aspects alongside the archival classic versions." Homeworld was first released in 1999 by developer Relic Entertainment, and Homeworld 2 followed in 2003. THQ acquired the rights to the series in 2007, though nothing was ever really done with it, and when THQ went bankrupt last April, Gearbox acquired the property. Several of Relic's founders left in 2007 after the THQ acquisition and formed Blackbird Interactive with an eye to making a spiritual successor called Hardware Shipbreakers. Last September, after acquiring the Homeworld rights, Gearbox announced that in addition to the HD remasters, they were also working with Blackbird Interactive, and their spiritual successor would instead be called Homeworld Shipbreakers and would continue the core franchise. And that's the news for today. How do you intend to hack your way to justice in Watch Dogs? Share your plans with us in the comments, then check roosterteeth.com for a new episode of our gaming podcast, The Patch.